Have you ever heard a piece of music and felt a strange sensation like seeing a rainbow of colors exploding before your eyes? Or what about when you look at the number 2 and suddenly, it's not just a number, it's a soft creamy yellow? Sounds strange, right? But for some people this isn't a fantasy, it's their everyday reality. This is the world of synesthesia, a mind-bending phenomenon where the senses don't just work separately, they merge together, creating a sensory experience so vivid, it's almost like living inside a painting or a song. But how does this happen? Why are some people able to experience the world like this, while the rest of us just see, hear, taste, touch, and smell in the traditional way? Imagine for a moment, you're sitting quietly and you hear a bell ring, but instead of just hearing the sound, you also see it, a flash of bright red light dancing in your mind's eye. What if you could taste that sound, feeling a sour tang on your tongue, or maybe a sweet flavor? It's hard to grasp, isn't it? But this is the world for those with synesthesia, and it's a reality that we're only beginning to understand. So let me ask you this. What if I told you that this might not be a strange, isolated condition? What if I told you that synesthesia could be the missing piece of a much larger puzzle, one that reveals how the human brain works, how we experience the world, and how deeply our senses are connected? This isn't just a quirky disorder, it could change the way we think about reality itself. Let's start with the basics. Synesthesia happens when 2 or more senses that are usually separate begin to overlap. For instance, some people with synesthesia can hear a musical note and instantly see a color flash in their mind. This is called chromesthesia. Others may experience grapheme color synesthesia, where letters and numbers aren't just symbols, they're full of color too. Imagine reading a book and each word in front of you is a unique shade or hue. Wouldn't that change the whole experience? For someone with synesthesia, the world isn't flat and ordinary, it's multidimensional. Imagine looking at a simple shape and not just seeing it but feeling it too. The number 3 may not just be a number. It might taste like chocolate, or the word love might feel like a soft, warm blanket surrounding you. These connections between the senses don't just enhance their experience of the world, they make it extraordinary, like they're living in a different reality. It might actually be in our genes. Yes, you heard that right. Synesthesia could be passed down from generation to generation. In one study published in the Journal of Neuroscience, scientists found that nearly 40% of synesthetes reported that their condition ran in their families. This suggests that synesthesia is inherited. Think about it, if your mother, father, or even a grandparent experiences synesthesia, there's a much higher chance you might too. So could synesthesia be a hidden gift we pass down, one that changes the way we see the world? But don't jump to conclusions just yet. There's still more to this story. If you think this condition is rare, think again. Studies show that about 4% of the population experiences some form of synesthesia. That's about 1 in 25 people. It's not as uncommon as you might think. In fact, there are people living right now who experience colors when they hear music, or who associate specific tastes with different shapes or numbers. What if you were one of them, without even knowing it? Now let's pause for a moment and ask, what does synesthesia feel like? To help you understand this better, let's walk through a day in the life of someone with this condition. Imagine waking up in the morning. As soon as you open your eyes, you don't just see the sunlight, it comes with a soft glow of blue, like a cool ocean breeze. You get out of bed and walk to the kitchen. As you move, every step you take seems to play a note in your mind, like a melody following you everywhere you go. When you open the fridge, the colors of the food aren't just colors, they have personalities too. The red apple might feel vibrant, almost like a rush of energy, but the green lettuce, it's calm, peaceful, almost like a breath of fresh air. And when you hear the sound of traffic outside your window, it's not just sound, it's a splash of yellow, bright, bold, and unmistakable. That's what it's like for Alex, a synesthete who experiences every sound as a color. For Alex, music isn't just about hearing notes, it's about seeing them. And when Alex listens to his favorite song, the music comes alive. Every note a unique color, every chord a new pattern in the air. It's like the music itself is painting his world, and every song tells its own story through color and shape. Imagine how powerful that would be, how beautiful music could feel if you could see it with your own eyes. But wait, there's more. You might be wondering, how does the brain make this happen? Well, scientists are still trying to fully understand the exact mechanism behind synesthesia, but what they know is truly fascinating. Research conducted at the University of Edinburgh by Dr. Julia Simner found that synesthesia may be linked to how our brains create associations. Normally, different senses work separately, right? Your sense of sight processes what you see, your hearing processes sound, and so on. But for synesthetes, these separate sensory areas seem to overlap. It's almost as if the brain isn't satisfied with keeping things separate. Instead, it combines them in unexpected ways, creating new connections. For example, when a synesthete hears the word apple, their brain may also activate the part of the brain that processes colors, so they see red. It's not just that the word reminds them of the color, no, the brain physically connects the two. Even more exciting, this connection doesn't happen just by chance. It's been shown that synesthetes often have increased connectivity between brain areas that aren't usually connected. So it's not just a fluke, it's how their brains are built. It's like they have a superpower that lets them experience more than the average person does. But here's the most incredible part. Scientists are starting to realize that synesthesia could be more than just a unique experience. It might actually help improve cognitive abilities. Some studies show that synesthetes tend to have stronger memories because their brain is working in more creative ways. For example, one study in psychological science found that people with synesthesia had better memory recall than non-synesthetes. Here's how it works. When synesthetes encode memories, they do it with multiple senses. They don't just remember the details, they remember the colors, the feelings, and the textures associated with that memory. This makes the memory richer, easier to retrieve, and more vivid. What if this ability to enhance memory could be something we all learn to do? Could synesthesia be a door to a new way of thinking and remembering? But hold on, this is where it gets even more fascinating. Could synesthesia be something we all could experience? Could you learn to experience the world like this, if you trained your brain enough? There's a growing field of research exploring this very idea. Some scientists believe that synesthesia might not be limited to the few who are born with it. In fact, there are experiments showing that with the right training, people can learn to experience some forms of synesthesia. Imagine being able to taste the word success as something sweet, or hearing a song and seeing it in your mind as a series of beautiful colors. What if these abilities could be taught to anyone? So, why do some people experience synesthesia while others don't? Is it genetic, random, or could it be that we're all capable of living in a more colorful, vibrant world? Could this phenomenon give us clues about how we experience reality, and how much of it we could change if we understood our minds better? Synesthesia may not just be a quirky brain condition, it could be a glimpse into the hidden potential of the human mind, how our senses could blend together to unlock new levels of creativity, memory, and even consciousness. But we can't unlock that potential unless we continue to ask questions, continue to dig deeper, and continue to explore the world around us. So what do you think? Do you think synesthesia is a special gift, or could it be a hidden ability we all have? Could this type of sensory crossover be part of something bigger that we're just starting to understand? I want to know your thoughts. Do you think you might have some form of synesthesia? Can you imagine living in a world where all of your senses are mixed in new and exciting ways? Leave a comment below and let's talk about it. And if this video sparked your curiosity, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Universal Insights. Together we can keep exploring the amazing mysteries of the human brain, and maybe even unlock a few secrets of our own. Share this with a friend who'd love to experience the world through someone else's senses. Thanks for watching, and stay curious. The world is much stranger and more beautiful than we think.